Was she dreaming of her mother? Mommy, Mayuri. Uh-oh, because you're around her, Mr. Ferdinand Braun. Or should I call you FB? His expression quickly turned blank. You jerk. Oh, he does know! He is Ferdinand Braun on this world line! Okay? Someone may have taken over the Amadeus system. Oh no. Uh-oh. How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Steins Gate 0. And last time, we got attacked. Again, just like in the first game. People with guns came to the house, this time wearing masks. Crashed our New Year's Eve party. Or New Year's party, I always want to say New Year's Eve. They crashed the New Year's party, and oh man. We found out during that encounter that if the motorcycle woman is in fact KAGARI, which the other ending made it seem like she definitely, for sure, absolutely, positively was, we got 2 KAGARIs on this world line right now. So that's interesting. We had a nice little get together at the shrine, you know, that was fine. Then we had the party and everything went to crap. So, but before anything bad happened, Tenoji came to our rescue. My belief, because Nae was there, and he probably wasn't part of that operation if he is in fact still part of CERN. My hope is that he's not part of CERN at all, and that we can have Tenoji as our ally in this. But I don't know. I just don't know at this very moment. I'm pretty sure he saved us though because of Nae though. That was probably it. Otherwise we'd have been screwed, I think, and KAGARI would be with them right now. So after that, we walked everyone home, or some of the people home, some of them to the station. Had them text us when they got home. Had a little bit of kind of a PTSD moment with Daru, and now we're in the head of Luca at this point. So this is new. We've never at this point been in the head of Luca as far as I can recall. So let's just get into it, huh? Luca Urashibara was sad. He'd been sad for a long, long time. It had been a long time since he'd met Rintaro Okabe, become friends, and began to visit the Future Gadget Lab. Itaru Hashida, his classmate Mayuri Shina, and the other lab members all treated him as a friend. That by itself made him happy. He was just an ordinary, shy boy, and they accepted him anyway. He was very grateful for that. But still, he'd always felt like he was being left out. He knew they were hiding something from him. That made him sad. But what made him sadder was that he couldn't bring himself to ask them about it. You're not going to sleep? What about you, Amane? I didn't think you'd still be awake. I've got a lot to think about. I see. Even Luca could tell that a lot meant she was thinking about what happened today. The New Year's party. The mysterious men who'd burst into the lab. They were holding guns. Not plastic model guns. Real guns. From Luca's perspective, it was a mystery how they'd even gotten them into Japan. But they were real anyway. They'd had real guns in their hands, and they'd pointed them at him and the others. It hadn't seemed real then, but now the very thought made him shiver. If any of them had squeezed their index fingers just a little, he, Luca, wouldn't be here right now. KAGARI Shina moaned softly in her sleep. She must have been really tired after everything that had happened today. She had gone to sleep almost immediately after she'd laid down, and her short breaths had soon changed into moans. Oh. Mommy. Mommy. Don't go. Mommy. Was she dreaming of her mother? Mommy. Mommy Mayuri. Uh-oh. Even that didn't surprise Luca much. She'd started calling out that name in her sleep several days ago. KAGARI Shina. Mayuri Shina. At first, he just thought it was a coincidence that they had the same last name. But... He almost spoke, then stopped. There was so much he wanted to ask, but couldn't. He wanted courage. Just a little. The courage to ask them to tell him. He reached under his pillow and felt something hard. It was a cheap toy sword, the kind you could buy at any store. Samadare. But still, it was his treasure. He held the hilt tight. Huh? Can I ask you something? What? Suzuha sat up and looked straight at him. He was only barely able to stop himself from looking away. If he did, he wouldn't be able to ask anything. He touched the toy sword once more and slowly opened his mouth to speak. Amane, why do you call Okabe Uncle Okarin? Why do you call Mayuri Big Sis Mayu? Why do you call Faris Big Sis Dumi? Why do you call me Brother Luca? When she says Mama Mayuri, she's talking about Mayuri, isn't she? Why does she call her that? I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I think it's better that you don't know. Are you just trying to keep me out of everything again? I want to know what's going on too. I want to share in what all of you are going through. Brother Luca, will you tell me? She looked him straight in the eye for a moment, silently. Luca simply waited. I think I understand the reason why Uncle Okarin doesn't tell you anything. The reason why? He wants you to stay completely a part of this world. He wants you to be the one person who only knows the world as it is right now. I think that's what saves him. What saves him? Yeah. But that's... Now that she'd told him that, he couldn't ask any more questions. Did Dintaro Okabe really think that? He didn't even know. In the end, he would never know anything. And that only made him sadder. The next day, after the attack, I'd arrived just a little before I was supposed to, but the person I was meeting was already there. Wait, is this Dintaro again? Morino Okabe? Okay. That was they didn't do the little like transition-y thing, so I'm assuming because it's saying I, the only time they say I is when it's Okabe again. Also, it's the second, so I gotta be wary to not answer my phone. I think that's what I have to do, right? Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So I need to save here real quick. All right, here we go. It's all set, Nia. Thanks. I'll keep the seats near you empty for a while, so talk as much as you like, Nia. Thanks. Oh, shoot. Okay. I sipped some fresh coffee as I observed the person in front of me. Moeka Kiryu. She was as expressionless as ever, and there was no way to tell what she was thinking. What did you want to talk about? How's your arm? My arm? Oh, yeah, because he thinks that's her. Yeah. Is it okay now? The girl in the motorcycle suit yesterday. She'd blocked Suzuha's kick with her arm. Suzuha had told me later that her kick had landed pretty hard, and whoever it hit had probably gotten hurt. If that was Moeka. I don't know what you're talking about. I see. But I still didn't know if Moeka was innocent. Can I see your arm? My arm? Yeah. Roll up the arm of your left sleeve, please. Why? Is it a problem? Moeka sighed as if she were annoyed. She didn't seem upset or worried at all. Okarin, big trouble. Can it wait? Sorry, I can't help with that. No, obviously we're gonna say what's up. You remember that happened yesterday? Oh, you remember what happened yesterday, right? So I was just talking with Nai on Rhine, and then she told me about her dreams for the future. Nai's dreams, huh? What were they? First one. She wants to get good at badminton. You said first. Does that mean there's a second? Second. She wants to get good at fighting games. Oh, good luck with that. I tried. That sucks. I don't know. Some people have like a knack for them, though. I can't do fighting games, though. Third. She wants to decorate the Braun Tube workshop so it looks pretty. Fourth. She wants a telescope. Is that a dream? She says lately she's liked looking at the stars. She must have gotten it from you. Jealous? She seems like she's interested in space. Nai's so strong. She's a very strong girl. You're right. Oh, Mayushi is okay too. Aw. And that made me worried. Why was she so calm? Moeka rolled up her sleeve like I asked her to. Her skin was a deathly pale white. There was nothing else. There were no bruises and no traces of her trying to hide something with foundation. Of course, there were also no bandages. Thanks. You can put your sleeve back. Yeah, I mean, we already know it's KAGARI, so... Moeka tilted her head just a little and rolled her sleeve back down. The girl in the motorcycle suit wasn't Moeka. This wasn't a big surprise. I'd already assumed that she wasn't. Come to think of it, Moeka knew that KAGARI Shina was with us a long time ago. There was no need to attack when so many people were around. Moeka had nothing to do with this. Knowing that for sure was progress. But that left me with a new problem. Who was the woman in the motorcycle suit then? In order to allay? I don't use that word if that's even a word. Moika's suspicions, I'd asked her for a report on her research and told her to keep it up. Then I said goodbye and headed to my next destination. This was my next destination. It took real dedication to open a store like this on the 2nd of January. I took a deep breath, steeled myself, and went inside. Excuse me. Right, he's got to get to Noji. He's got to figure out what's up with him. Huh. You're finally here? He sounded like he was waiting for me. You came to explain what happened yesterday, right? That's part of it. Tenoji had been really pushy about last night, so I told him I'd explain today. So? What was all that about yesterday? Before we get to that, I want to check something. What happened last night? That wasn't you, was it? No, why would he do that, right? I mean, with his kid there? Tenoji always looked angry, but now he looked even more ticked off. Me? What the heck's that supposed to mean? Why would I send those guys after you? You don't know? Of course I don't! Because I checked to see that Nai was nearby before I spoke. Because you're a rounder, Mr. Ferdinand Braun. Or should I call you FB? His expression quickly turned blank. You jerk. Oh, he does know! He is Ferdinand Braun on this world line! Okay? I knew it then. Yeah, he just saved us because of Nai. That's it. That is the only reason.
Daddy?
Nai must have sensed the change in her dad's mood, because she turned towards him.
What's wrong?
What do you mean?
You looked so scary for a moment.
Did I? Daddy's the same as ever, see?
Yeah.
So be a good girl and go outside. No, stay there and watch TV, okay? Yeah, it was good that he said that in front of her because he knew that he wouldn't act any different in front of his kid, so it's pretty smart.
Okay.
Nai still seemed concerned, but did what she was told and sat in the chair in front of the CRT TV. The TV was playing a New Year's comedy program. I figured you wouldn't want your daughter knowing. Tenoji said nothing, but motioned for me to sit in a chair away from her. Instead of his usual yelling, he was ice cold. I started sweating despite the winter chill. But now that I brought it up, it was too late to do anything about it. I sat down in the small seat, legs tense. I was ready to run at any moment. This is kind of bold. I don't really know what he's after because, I mean, if he knows that he knows, that's kind of prime, what do you want to say? He's priming himself to get executed, you know? I don't know. Where the heck did this come from, kid? Technically he can't die until 2025, so I guess he's betting on that, right? So, yeah. You can't talk your way out of it. Talk my way out of it? I really don't know what the heck you're going on about. What the heck is this FB anyway? Some kind of new SNS? Yeah, you already gave your tell, brother. Sorry. I know that you're a CERN rounder. His eyes felt like they were boring a hole in me. They were completely different from the eyes of the ordinary Tenoji I knew. They were the eyes of a killer. A cold killer who wasn't even trying to hide his murderous intent. I guess it doesn't hurt to ask. Where'd you find this out? I don't need to tell you. Don't let him intimidate you. You're in control here. Come on, tell me. You wouldn't have come here if you weren't ready for this. You wouldn't believe me even if I did. Don't be like that. Let's just have a little chat. God knows I'm not getting any customers today. This man worked for CERN. He was a rounder. What those rounders did to me in the other world line. I would never forget that. But Tennoji probably didn't work for CERN willingly. He probably had his reasons. At least, that's how it felt in the Alpha world line. Of course, the Beta world line might be different. In this world, he'd never met Suzu Hashida. How much of an effect that had on his life, I didn't know. Tennoji was staring at me, not moving a muscle. Depending on what I said, he was ready to kill me without a word. That's what his body language seemed to convey. Fine. I'll tell you then. Let's see if you believe it. Huh. World lines, huh? I don't believe it. That's what I told you when we started. And it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. What's important is that I know who you are. And that's right. He admitted it! What you're saying is almost completely accurate. You know things only I'm supposed to know. It's freaking creepy, to be honest. By making Tennoji admit who he really was, I could assume I'd won the first round of this conversation. This is when things got hard. I know that CERN demands absolute secrecy, and that they kill you not only if you fail in your mission, but if you succeed too. CERN had always ensured that their rounders died. And then they'd killed Mayuri too. You know that too? Then... He slowly stood up. But this has nothing to do with your mission. I barely managed to squeak out the words. It's the same with your secrets. There was no leak. I knew them from the start. So there's no need for you to be punished. Am I wrong? Huh. Bullcrap. Tennoji's face was right in front of me. His green eyes were boring into me, and I couldn't even move. But I guess you're right. CERN never told me to look for this IBM 5100 thing. And never told me to bring you to them. If they didn't tell me, there's no need for me to do it. And if you don't tell anyone I'm a rounder, that's the end of that. No problem. Tennoji was looking past me towards Nai, who was still watching TV. His eyes had changed from those of a beast to those of a parent. So, what is it? You told me all this because you want something, right? I actually want your help with something. I had a feeling he was going to help us. I just had a feeling it was going to be having your enemies come work for you. I have a feeling Moeka's going to be the same way. Because we got Leskinen and Reyes now to fill their place, right? So, as the bad guys, I mean. Tennoji silently waited for me to continue. I want you to protect KAGARI Shina, the girl that was attacked last night. Who's after her? And why? I don't know. Then I can't do it. Because you don't want to involve your daughter? I guess you do know. Then you never should have brought it up. She's already involved, isn't she? Do you think what happened last night isn't going to happen again? You're using Nai as a hostage? I'll kill you, you little jerk. Stay calm. Lose it here, and it's all over. I'm saying we should work together. Work together, huh? There's a lot of downsides for me in that, isn't there?
That's not true.
Oh, what? Suzuha? Hi! Suzuha came into the store, along with... Oh my goodness.
Excuse me.
Kagari. Suzuha, you were listening? Suzuha nodded.
For instance, if you were to hire Kagari and I to work here, you wouldn't have to leave.
True. It was close to the lab and probably safer. He could protect them while protecting Nai. Oh my gosh, we're getting the team back together. It'd be faster for you to get the heck out. Nai and I wouldn't have anything to worry about then.
You two saw the faces of the attackers last night. You know what that means, don't you?
There was a chance that they might try to kill everyone who saw their faces.
I've got combat experience. I know how to use a gun. You saw that yesterday. So I can help.
Tenoji rubbed his temples and thought for a moment, but...
Daddy.
Nai, who'd been watching TV the whole time, suddenly interrupted.
I don't know what's going on. But yesterday was scary. I don't want that to happen again.
Nai...
I was really happy when you protected me. But when I thought about you getting hurt, it made me even more scared. Big Sis Suzu is really strong, and she protected me yesterday.
Did Nai understand what we were saying?
I want to be with them.
Tenoji scratched his head, and then spoke brusquely. Just so you know, the two of you are splitting the pay.
Cold.
If you've got a problem with it, then you can find another job.
No. Thank you, sir. Daddy!
Nai gave her dad a hug. This was a good sign. If Tenoji was on our side, I could probably keep Kagari safe. Thank you. It ain't for you. It's for Nai. Nai was already happily chattering away with Kagari and Suzuha. As Tenoji watched, his eyes were those of a father again. Anyway, that's how we'll handle it here. Okabe, you find out who those guys were. Otherwise, there's nothing I can do. Got it? Got it. It was one thing to say it. But honestly, I had no clues at all. I turned to go up the stairs to the lab when Tenoji seemed to remember something. Oh, right. Those guys were calling out some weird number. Number? I think it was... yeah. K6205. Or something like it. K6205. Was it some kind of code? Then the jerks were pronouncing it Fife instead of 5. They had some kind of accent, you mean? No, that's not it. It's phonetic code. Military jargon. Military. And it's a Western code, too. Interesting.
Oh, there you are, Okarin.
I came straight up to the lab, where most of the people who were here yesterday had gathered. Maho was busy with a problem Amadeus was having, and she was the only one who couldn't come. You guys all okay getting together like this? After what just happened?
What just happened is what we're here to talk about. And Hashida said it would be safer to meet in the same place instead of moving.
They're not dumb enough to attack when we've got our guard up. Especially not in the middle of the day.
It's safer to have everyone together than split up.
Maybe they were right. Whoever they were, it was hard to imagine them starting something in Akihabara, Japan in the middle of the day.
I'm just glad you're all safe. Thank you for coming, Yuki. No, I was really worried after hearing about what happened last night.
Yuki wasn't here during the attack, but she'd come to see how we were doing.
I still can't believe something that scary could happen in Japan, though.
Even outside of Japan, it's not something you'd see every day. That was true. Nobody who lived a normal life would ever see it. That's what normal meant.
I hate to be going when you just got here, but I have work after this.
Sure. Don't worry about it.
I'm happy to see you're all safe, but you still can't let your guard down, so be careful. Yeah!
Watch out! Yuki almost slipped as she walked past me. I grabbed her arm to hold her up.
Ow.
Oh, sorry.
No, I tripped and hurt my arm there when I was at the station yesterday.
Oh, wait. No, you didn't. There's no way that's her. It's gotta be Kagari when she's grown up, right? No way. Is it Yuki? There's no way it's Yuki. There's no way it's Yuki. There's no way. There's no way Suzuha fought Yuki in the other thing. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my gosh. No way. She rubbed the arm I'd grabbed, embarrassed.
Another time when I trip on nothing at all. I hate being so clumsy. Take care, Yuki. Thanks. Okay, everybody. See you.
Oh my gosh. The door closed, and I could hear her footsteps trail off into the distance. 2 days of work in a row right after New Year's, huh? Did he not notice? Did he not notice the arm? Her arm was hurt and she was the only one not there? You can't be serious. You can't be serious that you didn't think about that, really? At all? Not even a little? No way. Oh my gosh. Dude, it's her. Either that or they're trying to bluff me, but I don't know, dude. That seemed... The fact that they're not talking about it, the fact that he's not like, what if it was her, tells me that it probably is, because they're trying to skate over that. Oh, no. What's wrong, Okarin? Nothing. Oh, maybe they're not. Is he going to talk about it? The way she hurt her arm. Okay, yup. Here he goes. So maybe, I don't know then. I don't know. It was the left arm, the same place the woman in the motorcycle suit had gotten hit. But there was no way.
All right, Okarin. Can you tell us what happened yesterday?
Fubuki was a little more chipper than Mayuri and Luca. She and Kade had gone shopping, and so they missed the attack. That was probably why. They were lucky not to have encountered any of the escaping attackers. That's what I thought. Okay. So, first thing. Daru and I had spent hours discussing how much to tell them. After all that, I couldn't just play it off like nothing had happened. The only ones here who knew about the time machine were Daru, Faris, and Mayuri. Was it okay to tell Luca, Fubuki, and Kade? And then Maho. If she knew that Cudits had completed a time machine theory, she'd definitely be interested. In the end, the conclusion I'd come up with was... So, that's what happened.
In other words, you think Kagari may have been involved in some kind of crime when she had amnesia?
That's my guess.
Then why don't we go to the police?
Because, she's really scared of the police. It's possible that they could be involved in it too.
This all just doesn't feel right.
Of course it doesn't. I was basically telling them that I didn't know anything. But even if I was hiding a lot of the truth, the fact remained that it was mostly correct.
So, what we learned last night was that they're after Kagari, and unlikely to hurt us, right? Why do you think so? They would have been able to take one of us as a hostage in that situation if they wanted to. Since they didn't, that means that they wanted to try and keep this quiet.
Daru and I reached the same conclusion. So that means as long as we don't cause a fuss, we're fine. That was a lie. Just like Suzuha had said earlier, there was a good chance that they might come after us because we'd seen their faces. Did we knock the masks off? Did that happen? Because we still don't know about the motorcycle girl, so I assumed everyone kept their masks. Huh. But it wasn't smart to say that and worry everyone. So I don't think it's a good idea for Nakase and Kirishima to come around here for a while.
But what will you do about Kagari?
I've taken precautions. I gave her a bodyguard.
A bodyguard?
2, actually. The 2 who drove them away last night.
Suzu and the owner, right? Oh, that guy with the huge muscles. But that means she's going to have to live in fear that she'll be attacked again.
That was right. Just plain defense wouldn't solve anything. I'm planning on hiring a detective to see if I can find out who's after Kagari. Once I have more information, I may go to the police. Of course, more than half of that was lies again. If I went to the police or a detective, they wouldn't believe me about Kagari being a time traveler. But what was important now was calming everyone down. From there, I'd have to solve things myself. To be honest, I was sick of living in the middle of a conspiracy theory. But it was the only way I could get my everyday life back.
I think, Nia. Hey, Okarin! Are you listening, Nia?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
I told Kuroki about what happened yesterday, Nya. If anything weird goes on in Akihabara, he's sure to let us know right away, Nya.
I see.
Also, I've asked the neighborhood watch to step up their patrols, Nya. Whoever they were, they will keep them away for a while, I think, Nya.
Thanks, Faris. That's a huge help.
No problem, Nya. Is there anything I can do? Kagari's in trouble, and there's nothing I can do. And I can't help you either, Okabe. It's just... Mayushi wants to do something for Kagari, too. But is there anything we can do? Well...
Everyone fell silent. Even after all that had happened to them, they still wanted to help. But I couldn't let them be in danger. And then I remembered what Tenoji had said. K6205. What's that? Supposedly, it's something the attackers yesterday were saying, but I have no idea what it's supposed to mean. Hold on, I'll Google it. Daru opened a browser and quickly typed it in. I'm only seeing product IDs and stuff. Tenoji said they might be military, so it might be a military code, which meant there was nothing we could do. I was hoping there might be some clue, but...
Koshel.
Kohut? Kurashima. What'd you say?
No, I was just thinking that K might mean a Koshel number. But that doesn't make any sense, does it?
What's a Koshel number?
It's a numbering system for Mozart's songs. After he died, a man named Koshel ordered his songs chronologically and gave them all numbers. But I don't think even Mozart wrote 6,000 songs, and I don't think it's got anything to do with this.
Mozart. Wolfgang A. Mozart.
Sorry for bringing up something so weird.
Daru, how high up do those Koshel numbers go? It says the last one is 626, a song named Requiem.
That's the song Mozart was writing just before he died, right?
You know a lot about it, Kade.
You know, I play the piano.
Then what's K620? 620. Oh, here it is. It's a song named The Magic Flute. I'd heard the name before, at least. Let me see. I looked over Daru's shoulder at the screen. He clicked on the heading for The Magic Flute on Mozart's wiki page. The Magic Flute. K620. Written in 1791. Mozart's last completed opera. It was famous for including numerous examples of Freemason doctrine and symbols. So, K6205 is... what, the fifth song in the opera? The fifth song was a quintet called Papageno, the birdcatcher, has a padlock placed over his lips, and this is his song begging someone to open the lock. Mozart. Amadeus. Oh, yeah, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Oh, what? Freemasonry. A padlock on his lips? Got anything? No. No, but... Why did this all feel so creepy? And didn't I just talk to somebody about Mozart? Yeah, who was it? Was it Maho? Oh, that's right, yeah, salary!
Don't look at the password.
Maho. Maho had used salary, Mozart's rival, as her password to access Amadeus. On its own, that didn't mean anything, but... Come to think of it, Maho said she lost access to Amadeus just before the attack last night, didn't she? Did she ever find out what caused it? I'd have to call her, or contact her via Rhine. Which would be faster? Well, I can't call. I'm not supposed to make any calls. Or at least pick them up, so I'm just gonna keep clicking and see what happens. Let me make a quick call. Okay, I have no control over that. I pulled her number out of my contacts and called her. I made it through after a few calls.
What? Was there something else?
No, there was something I wanted to ask you.
Make it quick.
Her irritation was plain from her voice, which meant that she hadn't solved whatever the problem with Amadeus was. How were things with Amadeus?
Not good.
The system's down?
No, I can't access it.
Which meant...
Someone may have taken over the Amadeus system.
Oh no. Uh-oh. I thought they couldn't do that, right? Or does it just mean that now they just have access to it? But she still has her own, like, quote-unquote free will, right? So she would still keep our secrets, supposedly, right? Taken over? Amadeus? But why?
Sorry, but is there anything else? Once I know something, I'll call you.
She hung up on me. Was that Mahotan? What did she say? She said it looks like somebody's taken over Amadeus. Taken it over, huh? I thought there might be some connection over this Mozart thing, but... I couldn't say anything yet. Fragments of these strange incidents were scattered all around me. Makes sense, though, that there might be some connection. That's interesting. That's how it felt. If I could pick up all the pieces and connect them, would I find the answer? For example, Yuki Amane's injured left arm. What did that mean? Huh? Okay, I'm not going to answer it. We're not supposed to answer, so... Just as I was about to put my phone back in my pocket, it rang again. At first, I thought that Maho might have forgotten to tell me something, but when I saw the screen, I gasped. What's this?
KAGARI? Who's calling?
I stared at the screen, unable to answer. The phone kept ringing. What was the meaning of this? Why would Amadeus, who'd been taken over, be calling me? Was this some kind of trap? What should I do? Answer it? Or... I hesitated a moment, and the call from Amadeus ended. My phone fell silent. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have done that, but, I mean, maybe I would have, because we think she's taken over, right? We don't want to talk to her, so I feel like this actually makes the most sense. I wonder what I would have done had I not have looked up the guide. Interesting. What's going on? And right after that, I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy and everything went black. Uh-oh! What? What's going on? Oh, frick, not again! But we didn't answer, or was it the fact that we didn't answer that changed it? Amadeus and Salary. Cudits and me. These two pairings had a special meaning for me. Are we in Maho's head now? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. A famous musician, known and loved worldwide. His name at baptism was Johann Chrysostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart. Theophilus is a Greek word meaning beloved of God. Mozart liked it and chose Amadeus, a Latin word meaning the same thing, as his nickname. At the end of his tragically short 35-year life, he left us over 600 masterpieces. Was Amadeus truly a special person, beloved and granted special, unique gifts by God? I think so, personally. I didn't think so. Oh, okay. Well, to each their own, then. He was a genius, sure, but I think Amadeus had his own struggles and sufferings to overcome. Well, yeah, obviously. No matter how wonderful a diamond in the rough might be, it's worth nothing unless you polish it. Yeah, I mean, still, obviously, that doesn't negate the gifts from God, so. Writing off his success as the result of his gifts is an insult to the effort and struggle he put into his work. No, it's not. Not necessarily. Just because something, like, is hard for someone, or like, I guess, just because something comes easy to someone and they're, like, a prodigy of it doesn't mean they don't have to work for it to happen. It just means it might come naturally to them. Like how many people can write 600 bangers? You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know if they're all bangers, but just the fact that he wrote 600 things and he's, like, known for so many of them. You know what I mean? Like, it just, like, that usually doesn't happen unless you're, like, gifted in that, for the most part, you know? Like, anyone can write music if they try hard enough, but some people can just, like, it comes so natural to them, which is what I would call a gift. It doesn't mean they don't have to work at it. He still had to learn instruments. He had to learn, you know, all the musical, not theory, but the notes and stuff. I'm not good at music. I don't know all the jargon and whatnot, but you can still have a gift and still have to work hard to hone the gift. So, I don't know. That's just my view of it anyway. But at the same time, if you want to be Mozart, don't you need the same level of raw talent he had? No, that's also equally not true. Just because someone's naturally talented, or I guess in this case, if someone was not naturally talented, doesn't mean that they can't work their butt off to become just as or even more talented than the person it comes naturally to. So it really just depends on how much how much work you want to put in at that point. There are a lot of people in this world with that kind of talent. Cudits Makase. To me, that was her. You could feel her talent just by looking at her. Her constant stream of new ideas was always a source of inspiration to me. I was proud to be able to work with her. But I didn't know what I meant to her. It was embarrassing to ask. I always hoped I'd get the chance to bring up the subject someday. But then on July 28th, 2010, Cudits Makase passed away, and I lost the chance to find out what I meant to her forever. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. During his life, there was a man very close to him who considered him his greatest rival. His name was Antonio Salary. I took my account name on the Victor Condria University network, Salary, from him. The network got a big update a few weeks after Cudits died. That's when I chose it. I wanted to match the name of the software that Kudets and I had been working on before her death, which I still worked on to this day. There was no more meaning to it than that. Still cute though. The name of that software was Amadeus. It was Dr. Leskinen who came up with the idea of naming this neural network-based AI after the genius composer. At the time, I thought it was a good idea, and I still do today. I still do today. Amadeus and Salary. Kudets and me. These two pairings held a special meaning for me. Also, I'd like to point out, they haven't been doing the whole, where they show the little card of the character whose head you're in now. They stopped doing that, I think they didn't do it after we got out of Luca's head, we went right back into Okabe's, and then now we're just into Maho's. It didn't give us any, transition there, so that's interesting. I loved Kudets. I respected Kudets. I admired Kudets. I